Hey guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome to another Craft Roulette process video. We'll be looking at episode 250 and you can see the parameters across the top of the screen right now. But because this was a fun fold, I thought it would be neat to just see how easily we can do a fun fold. So I have pre-cut a bunch of stuff, but this may be the shortest Craft Roulette process video I've ever done. So I have a pre-made A2 card base, not by me. Mary Gun Fun's friend Michael, who owns the stores, did that. And then I dipped into one of my winter paper collections. I think this is just winter, but I have a bunch of them, so it might be different. So I cut a mat that is 5 1/4 by 4, and then I cut a smaller piece that's half that size. So this is 5 1/4 by 2 1/8, essentially. Sorry, 1 3/4. So that will fit nicely on half of this front once we fold this. So it can fit like that, essentially. And then I grabbed a 3 by 4 cut apart from the same paper collection. I thought this would work really nicely with our color palette of Nostalgic because we have some sort of nice muted colors. And I cut two panels. These are 1/4 inch bigger than this one. One's for writing, one's to do a little matting on this thing. And we are going to make a Z fold as our fun fold, but essentially that can go together. But this card will come together quite quickly. So really the star of this is the little dude on the pattern paper. Let me bring him up to camera a little bit. There are a couple different ones. There's the guy with the sled and then just the guy in white. But as you can see, he has buttons on his jacket and he is wearing a scarf or a neck blanket, or his neck is blanketed by the scarf, whichever you prefer. It would be pretty easy to also put in either through paint or die cutting or wherever, like a blanket of snow at the bottom. But I figured I'd just leave this as is to make this a really straightforward card. So the first thing I need to do is fold the Z fold. I don't actually need to probably score this, but I tend to like it better. So we're going to basically go to 2 1/8, which is halfway, and make sure we're not using our cutting blade because that would make this not really a Z fold. It would be although that technically is sort of a fun fold. If you don't like the folding this back, you could actually cut this and basically make a very similar card. Just saying that I don't know what that I'm not sure what that fold is actually called, where you basically just cut this off. And the reason I use white is because this is only colored on one side. I wanted something that would make it uh, utilize the white essentially. Although we're going to cover up a lot of the white, as you might be guessing. So let us put our card together. So we're going to take our big piece. And if you like, there is like some topology on the back of this. Topography, that's the word I want. Topology is different. So if you wanted to, so this is kind of how we're going to put it together. But if you wanted to, you could do it this way. If you like the dark blue better, I think I'm going to stick with kiddos everywhere, like that. Um, but it's up to you. Because I think that way, when this is closed and this guy is on top, it will work out a little bit better. Anyway, plus there are more kiddos to make in case we cover, while we're putting the card together. So I'm just going to do that. You can just grab some dry adhesive, go all the way around, and then put this on the inside, or I should say, what was originally the inside of the card, that is still the inside of the card. And then we are going to do a very similar thing with the piece that is half that width. Like I said, it was half the size earlier. It's the same height, but half the width. And the nice thing about these pre-made card bases is they're relatively thin. And what I like to do is sort of even, try and match the two panels. So when this is closed, it looks like it's one big panel, even though it's not. And then we are going to grab our dry adhesive again and put our sort of front panel together. Just like this. Oop. And if you do put this on slightly not the way you like, you can always trim this up too. And then what we're gonna do is just to put this down, and we still have our buttons, which is good. And then on the inside, we will, depending on, we're still gonna have some scarfs, I think. Yeah, I think that should work. So you can either put your inside. I think I'll do that this time, but you can either put your inside piece in first, and then um, align your focal image to that, or you can do it the other way. I've often done it the other way, but this time, just for fun, I think we will do it this way. And I'm just sort of I'm trying to go straight in the middle. We still have a scarf. We're still going to have buttons. So there you go. Although I don't actually know the rules of craft roulette. If you had an element and covered it up, if that would still count as meeting the parameters. If you know, let me know. I think the answer would be if you wanted to justify it that way, it would. But now that I have tape on the left side here, so I'm just going to even these up, keep this whole thing folded, and then press, and we have a card. So when it looks like this, we have our little kiddos, we have our buttons, we have our scarves, multiple scarves, in fact, which are like little blankets. And when you open it up, you have your sort of writing place. You also have a sort of a secret area back here that you can also decorate if you wanted to do more decoration. But I don't know how long this video is, but I bet it's going to be quite short. I think this is the shortest craft roulette I have ever done, but let's see. We have our fun fold. We have nostalgic colors. We have our neck blankets, and we have our buttons. So I think we are good to go. So this is my card for episode 250 because I wanted to do something that was basically like a fun fold, but that was like really achievable because I like doing the ones that have, 37 pieces. So just if you ever get fun fold or any of these folds and you're thinking it's just a lot, there's probably a way to do it that's pretty attainable. Anyway, thanks for checking this out and talk to you guys later.